Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I'm back at it again, and in today's video we're going to be talking about some positions that are open right now. These roles are mostly data entry roles. The first one is the first two that I'm going to be talking about are with Prisma Health. Prisma Health is primarily located in one of the Carolinas. However, these two positions are open to anybody. As long as you reside in the United States, you can apply for these positions. So the first one is this one right here, which is titled Clinical Data Abstractor. So it's a fully remote role. You can see it right here, full-time days, and it's remote. This position, obviously, let's talk a little bit about Prisma Health. It is a healthcare organization, and basically what they do, they provide services such as care services. They also provide a lot of case management type of services. They also provide pharmacy medication management type of services. So that's really what their focus is. They have a healthcare center as well, so that's a type of service they also provide. So they are really encompassing of almost everything. So right now they're looking for somebody to come in and assist in their data collection process. So let's just talk a little bit about the job summary. The clinical data abstractor is responsible for collection, validation, and clinical quality review of patient level data for national clinical quality initiatives. So some of those quality initiatives has to do with CMS, JACO for hospitals, NCQA, HIDIS. All of these are part of those measures that every organization wants to meet, and those are quality measures, by the way. So for example, it's like if someone is diagnosed with heart failure, there are certain metrics that the facility needs to measure to ensure that they are being successful at caring for that patient. So those are the type of data that this individual is going to continue to help collect and also monitor. And whenever there are any type of red flags, alert the appropriate system so it can be taken care of. And it says it's necessary to support mandatory reporting, specialty centers of excellence accreditation, like I talked about, NCQA, URAC is another one, and certification requirements. So really helping to meet those overall goals is very important to this person's role. And one of the things I like about this role, these type of roles, is that it actually opens you up, gives you the opportunity to meet with many other people across the organization, which expands your pool of possible next level jobs. I say this on this channel all the time. Every opportunity that avails you the privilege of collaborating with others is always a great opportunity, because it allows you to expand your skill set, allows you to meet other people get to see your skill set and potentially align you with your next position, the next growth position that you potentially need. Also, it helps when they can brag to your boss that you're doing a very good job, right? So there is also that. So this position is really going to do a lot of collaboration with different people across the organization, which I particularly like. And he also talks about all team members are expected to be knowledgeable, compliant, Prisma Health values. He talks further to talk about abstracting information from electronic medical records, making sure that all databases are up to date, extracting information from there as well, helping to update these records is also part of the role. And then uploads or submit data files to sponsoring organizations for whenever there's any corrective actions plans that are put in place, or whenever there are errors in data, etc. This individual is going to be helping to support that as well. So not only are you collaborating internally, there's also opportunity to collaborate with external regulators as well, which I think can be beneficial. And then it talks about being able to do some reporting, show trends, look for trends, and be able to escalate any negative correlation that is happening within those data points or those reporting that are put in place. With this position, the education, right, that they are looking for, associate's degree, preferred education in one or more of the following areas. So healthcare, health information management, etc. is what they're looking for. And that makes sense, right? So health information technology, which is HIT, is part of medical, all the medical records, databases, all of that typically fall in those buckets. And then just healthcare in general is also very, very important. So really, if you're in healthcare, you've done some sort of management of information of patients before, you can potentially apply for this role. And it's talking about experience, which is 2 years, like we just talked about. Data entry experience will be very, very valuable here. So if you have data entry experience, this will definitely be a good match for you as well. In lieu of degree, it talks about having more years of experience. That typically is something I see often. And it talks about if working with cancer registry, they want to make sure that you have the certification. But if you are not working with cancer registry, so you should be okay without any type of certification. Knowledge and skill set, they go further to talk about data entry again. They talk about electronic medical records, which we already know about. And then they talk about being detail oriented, someone who can work independently, knowledgeable in different office equipments. You do need to be able to understand the fax copier. They do provide you with the equipment, by the way, but you do need to have some knowledge of how to navigate those systems. So that's really it. And from my research, this position can pay you close to $70,000 a year. Again, close to $70,000 a year. This position can pay you on average between, let's just give a ballpark, it was saying between $50,000 to $70,000 a year. That is the ballpark. So definitely keep that in mind. If that's the type of salary you're looking for, this is definitely a good one. I really like the fact that the requirements are not as difficult to reach. These are easily attained requirements. So if you are interested, go ahead and submit your application right away. These positions, they don't last long. All right, especially these days. Fully remote are really hard to come by. So typically there are a lot of hybrid roles. Whenever there are fully remote roles, they go off the shelf very, very quickly. So I encourage you to apply right away if you're interested. The second position that I also have, which is with Prisma Health as well, is this one titled Supply Chain Contract Specialist. You are responsible for the ethical identification, sourcing, negotiation, and execution of purchase agreements and contracts for the procurement of goods, services, and equipment for Prisma. So really, you are responsible, again, ethical identification, sourcing, negotiation, and execution of purchase agreements. So really making sure that every organization utilizes different supplies, whether it's office supplies or in hospital setting, people that supply the mask, people that supply the oxygen tanks, people that supply the socks patients wear, people that supply the hospital gowns, etc. They are always suppliers for all the necessities within a facility. And what happens is that there are contracts that are put in place between those facilities and the suppliers. This individual is going to be in the middle of all that, making sure that all of those contracts are up to date, making sure that any type of purchase agreements that have been put in place, they've not expired, and if they've expired, putting in renewal capabilities that help to save money for the organization. So that's really what the role is. So a thorough knowledge of market conditions is required, talking about being that liaison between the facility as well as the supply chain company. So really, really important. That's really what this job is. So if you are someone that is very good at managing relationships, keeping a relationship going, also having some knowledge in sourcing, in price negotiation, etc., this would be a good position for you. All team members, again, they are expected to follow the rules that have been put in place as well as values for Prisma. It talks about ensure proper identification, sourcing, and execution, again, very similar to what we read above, and maintains and builds contract pricing agreements. Like I said, you are going to be responsible for building those relationships, making sure that the relationships continue to be a positive one. Also doing some form of analysis to ensure that, inventory, how are products, what are we low on, what is going on, how are prices, how is the contract, if the prices are not looking as favorable in the upcoming contract. How do we get negotiations going so that the existing contract can still be upheld going forward, etc. So that's what this individual is really going to be focusing on. It also talks about maintain timely documents and reports on cost savings. We've talked about that already. Someone who's also going to be doing a lot of accounts payable to provide customer support. Someone who is also going to maintain very close relationship with all of these customers, especially from a data management perspective, getting information from them, relating those information to leadership. So, and with this position, the expectation is to have an associate's degree or 2 years healthcare experience. Workday software experience is preferred. So if you have some software experience, is preferred, but it's not required. And then the same thing in lieu of education experience can tend to count more. They would accept more years of experience if you don't have the education requirements. And this is another also very data entry type of heavy role. So if you are someone who has done data entry before, this will be a good one as well. And the salary for this role, it's also between that range of that 45, but it starts at 45 minimum up to about $65,000 a year is the salary range for this one. All right, so that's the second role. Then the next position I want to talk about is with a different organization, which is NPN Healthcare. NPN Healthcare is looking for a connection advisor. This is an intermediary type of role. You are going to be working in a part-time basis, right? Part-time, and you're going to work remotely. The connection center is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Shifts will be based on current business needs and staff seniority. The schedule will be decided following the 6-week training period. Training is Monday through Friday, right? And then it talks about working remotely. The only thing with this one, though, you do need to be local because the training is going to be held in person. So that's the only downside to this. So requirements, they're looking for high school diploma. They are looking for you to have 1 year of data lookup or data entry type of experience. They talk about 6 months connection advisor experience, 1 year experience in a call center. And then they also talk about 2 years having a customer service type of experience. That's what this position is all about. And the minimum salary for this role is $20.70. At maximum, they will pay $27.49 per hour. So that's really this position. The next position that I also want to talk about is this one right here. This is another data entry type of role. And with this position, is titled data entry processor. You can do either fully remote for this role, or you can have a hybrid type of setup. So this position is open and accepting application. Is titled data entry processor family nutrition program. This position, you are going to be providing support for SNAP. SNAP is a food stamp, so supplemental nutrition assistance program. So for those that are local to the United States, you already know this. Food stamp falls under the category of SNAP, and this is specifically for Florida. Okay, Florida is looking for someone to come and join their team, and you work with the program to evaluate the data, the reporting needs of the program, and most importantly, what are some gaps to make sure that any gaps are closed, and also helping to submit any type of tools or results that come out of all the data points that have been evaluated. You also do the evaluation of the data points, identifying any error or reporting errors that may occur, etc. This position, you're expected to work your normal 40 hours, and then you are going to work Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are no weekends, and this position is going to pay approximately $17 an hour. So that's that position. And then the next position that I do want to talk about is right here, which is with Tenaris. This position is with Tenaris. It's another organization, and with this position, you are going to be working in the supply chain department, and the title is Remote Monitoring and Support Specialist. So you're going to be making sure that you help to maintain the accuracy of information on their platforms. You're also going to be doing a lot of troubleshooting of any issues that do come up. And then you're also going to be ensuring that any type of errors that are identified are resolved as quickly as possible. In general, just ensuring that efficiency remains top priority, quality remains top priority. The job monitoring and data management oversee rig operations to support field services, ensure accurate data entry and validation in Tenaris online platform while proactively identifying and resolving anomalies or quality issues through routine QA and QC checks. Verify, check, pre-check jobs, conduct connectivity tests frequently, perform basic operations and software troubleshooting, escalating issues only when necessary, right? So this position is requiring 5+ years in field services. Bachelor's degrees needed, fundamental understanding of well construction of operations, including pipe running, torque turn, etc. Detail oriented, someone who has strong team abilities. That's really all that there is with this position, so really essential. And this position was going to pay between about $17 to $25 an hour. That is the salary range for this role, and it is localized in Texas. They did not say specifically you need to reside in Texas, but they do say that their main headquarters or office is in Texas. And I usually will call those out because sometimes whenever companies call that, they mention that they will talk about trainings, and their trainings usually are in person or hybrid type of setup. So wanted to just call that out off the bat so that people know. So they are localized in Texas. So I would still encourage you to go ahead and submit your application. Once you're called for a phone screening or an interview or just a call, you can then go ahead and express and make sure the position or training or whatever the case may be is not localized to that particular state, in this case Texas. All right, so those are the roles, guys. I hope you find these leads helpful. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you've not subscribed already. Till next time, I wish you all the very best of luck, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.